Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Just going to do the analysis for the day, even though it's currently basically 4 p.m. UK time. So it's Friday the 30th of May 2025 and it is 4:15 p.m. I thought I'd basically hop on now, do the analysis for today and just see where we're at. I mean, 5 o'clock UK time, it's pretty much dead now anyway. There's no point really trading it in my opinion. So I just thought basically get it out of the way. Let's get it done. Let's have a look what the market's at, and then call it a day. Looking at the charts, we don't want to be getting into any silly trades for today and ruin our week of trading. So straight off the bat, AUD CAD, so that's Australian dollar, Canadian dollar. I said yesterday potentially a buy and not, oh my gosh, buy and sell, a break retest for a buy. It didn't do that. It continued to do the opposite. So now, if I'm being honest, I would consider selling off this level now. Reason being, so if we just come off that low there, let me just make this a little bit bigger a minute, make it a bit easier. Reason being, we've got a double bottom, so we've got our support. It's respected that support. It did, again, this is where if you go to the smaller time frames, it did respect our support, broke through the support, and now it's looked like it's almost tried to come back up to roughly around this area, and it is now looking for a sell. So again, sticking to the higher time frames makes life that little bit easier. You know, you don't want to be trading the 5 minutes, should be buying and selling everywhere. Stick to the higher time frames, make things that little bit easier. So now I would consider looking for something like this, and then maybe stick it to the higher time frames, try and take out some of these lows down here, that liquidity aiming. So if you follow my dotted line across, looks, you could have levels there, look pretty good. You got loads of tap-ins down here, on our way to the downside. So that is where I am at. Again, I'm not placing any trades right now, I'm just having a quick look. So pretty similar. AUD CHF, Australian dollar, Swiss franc. It's literally oh my gosh, it's literally done what I said AUD CAD to do. Break, retest. So this is what I drew yesterday. It broke and retested, and it has done that right now, which looks pretty good. Again, just hold out. I mean, it's smack bang in the middle of the resistance here and the support now created at the bottom. So do not do anything there. We have Australian dollar, Japanese yen. It's broke past our trend line. It's come back up, retested our trend line in this support I drew. So potential sell now to come right the way back down to this level here, take out these two, or potentially come all the way back down here to take out this level here. So that looks pretty decent for a sell. In fact, I'm gonna draw that. If I draw all these on now, I can reference it on Sunday when I upload again. AUD New Zealand, I don't think I drew anything for that one. No, I didn't. Wasn't impressed with it. Kind of in the middle of nowhere. I weren't too much of a fan. So it's done the opposite here. Looks like AUDs have all pushed down today. So it looks like maybe somewhere around, let's go from here, this sort of level. Looking for something like this, nice and simple, just breaks and retests on levels. You know, it's not too difficult. Bitcoin, US dollar, I don't really look at Bitcoin if I'm honest. However, you know, did break, retest. When you start to Always easier, use the bigger time frames, the 4 daily, weekly, 2 hour, and then drop it down to like a 15-minute for your entry. So it tapped in beautifully. Come back down, took out the low. I mean, let's say this one basically did the same, tap back in. So you sell, you're looking to take out the low, and it did. It come well past the low. So Bitcoin was there or thereabouts. CAD CHF, oof, looks like it's been just about here, there, and everywhere. I'm not really interested in that. However, didn't quite do what we did. I mean, it kind of did on a couple of occasions. Tapped in, pushed down, tapped in, pushed down. What I said, potential if I was going to enter that trade. Now we would be looking for something like that. CAD JPY. Okay, Jesus, that's had a very big push up to the upside. Tapped into these highs here. So now, if I'm honest, I would 100%, let's remove that trend line, I would 100% be looking for buy side, especially to take out these highs. Now, if it comes back down to somewhere around these levels, I would 110% be interested to take a buy back up to these tops here. So 1, 2, 3 resistance levels. Let's say we want to draw from that level as well. Or if it broke through, let's say if it breaks through, looking for a buy back up. So either way, that's what I would be looking to do. CHF JPY, okay, looks like we've had that push. Like I said, I would only be interested for looking for buys above. We're now above, so just need a little bit of a break, needed to push up a little bit, create a gap. So see how we've got a gap here. We don't want to be buying on a candle right next to it. We want a couple of candles, you know, see a little bit of space. You know, just a little bit of space behind it before entering. So looking for a buy on that. Euro, Australian dollar, exactly the same. So it's just been wicking in and out by the look of it, yeah, bouncing in and out all day. If you were scalping, I mean, that would be scalper's dream right there. Just keep, every time you tapped in, let's just say 15 pips, where's it, 2 to 1, something like that. Every time it tapped in, just keep looking, so you'd have a tap in there, would have hit TP, tap in there, would have hit TP, tap in there, would have hit TP, tap in there, halfway to TP. She could have had 4 nice trades there if you were scalping. Again, this is why it's good to mark it up on the bigger time frames and then use the smaller time frames for your entries. I had nothing drawn on this. I will draw now though, I'll tell you that, because I can see multiple tops here. Broke, so either push to the up, push to the low. Euro CHF, Euro Swiss franc, it has respected that massively. Again, I'm just to leave that where it is. It's obviously coming down at the minute. Ooh, okay, so this is why we look for pullbacks. Didn't quite tap in, but you know, if you'd have had your alert set, or if you was watching it, you could have had your alert set to alert you, obviously, or if you was watching it, you would have seen that live. Looks like it tapped in. If we just follow this dotted line across, looks like it tapped in more to these levels here. So if you'd have, say, gone from the first one, there you go, tapped in, so support, break, retest, resistance, break, back into support. Looks like we have a buy now to the up, and again, I would only be looking for a buy if it came back into here and pushed up. Euro JPY, okay, so that has done the opposite again. That has come down. That is why you wait for a break and retest. You don't just want to buy when it's in there willy-nilly. You want to be buying and selling when it breaks and retests. So here, for example, see how I said about the gaps? See how there's no like sort of gappage in between here? Like here, there's obviously a gap from this candle to this candle. There's a gap here. There's no gaps there. So obviously, if you'd bought there, you'd have lost all day there. And it's like here, if you'd have sold here, you might have been lucky to catch TP depending on what your risk to reward is. But you would have hit stop loss because again, there's no gappage there. You want to wait for some gaps in between, and then you look to the smaller time frames to look for those push-ups. I mean, again, I suppose you could have got a little entry as it was leaving here on this big bullish candle, aiming for the high, which was somewhere around this level. If you're scalping, Euro New Zealand, I had nothing marked up. Euro US dollar, looks like it tapped into these levels here. Again, I'm gonna do nothing on that one. Don't want to mark too much up. Perfect example. There's our gap, because we see our gap. So again, let's just drop it down a little bit. It's got all these tap-ins. It's pushed up. We've got a huge gap here in the middle. Possible buy now. If this starts to push up, genuinely, I would consider a buy right here. I'm not now though, because it is, what time is it? What time did we say it was? 4:30 now on a Friday. Market's closing a little bit. Don't want to be stupid. Don't want to lose our money. So we have got some support here. I would probably wait now until it came back up to somewhere up here, maybe. Let's just draw there. So I'd wait for it to come back up here, then get it to a sell, ride it all the way back down, take out this liquidity there. GBP CHF, again, perfect scenario. It's tapped into our trend line absolutely beautifully. So today it has literally done exactly how I drew out. Drew out. Oh my gosh, how I drawn. Oh my gosh, I'm losing drawn out. It is drawn out, isn't it? Done exactly what I drawn out. I think so. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. Anyway, so it broke the trend line, tapped into the support, went back up, tapped into our trend line, and then back down to the support. So that is literally textbook right there. I would consider, as I've already drawn, break, retest, ride the sell. So it did tap into our previous marking from last week. Yeah, probably just do nothing there. GBP New Zealand, Great British Pound New Zealand, multiple tap-ins again. Drop it down, look at all these buys you could have get into. Absolutely insane. You'd have been happy all day long there. It's just non-stop textbook. Let's have a look. So again, it's just kind of consolidated. I'd probably look for a nice, as I've already drawn, break, retest, buy side to the, oh my god, buy side to the up, buy to the upside. Oh my gosh, what's going on with me? Tapped in, looks good. Again, I'll just wait for a break and retest maybe if I was to sell. So something like this. New Zealand CHF. Yeah, I mean, you could have got into some quick scalps if you wanted to. Not really a scalper. I have scalped before, but not really. It's not really me, if I'm honest. I do prefer the breaks and retests, just especially on the bigger time frames. It's just so much easier. It's less stress as well. You're not like you're sitting on a computer all day looking at it. You're just chilling, really. Put your trade in, happy days. Where we at? New Zealand US dollar again, tapped into our trend line. It's just kind of, you could have got into some trades again on the smaller time frames. You're scalping, however, looking for those big buys and sells. US dollar, I haven't been touching lately because Donald Trump is sending the US dollar all over the shop. And then gold tapped in again, absolutely tremendously. I had, where is it? I had my sells. You get me, like tapped in again. Consolidated along this trend line as I had drawn out. It's tapped back in. It's left, tap back in. You know, there's your gap. Buy side, bump, straight the way back up again. Does look good for a buy there, I can't lie. Let me move this trend line now. Somewhere there maybe. Looks like we've also got a bit of a trend line over this way as well. Kind of. If I'm honest, I would probably just hold out. Well, not probably, like I would hold out. Probably looking for a buy now, if I'm honest, to ride that back to the upside, which would have been perfect there. Maybe if it comes down a little bit more, taps back in again, I will consider a buy next week. But yeah, that is where we are at. In fact, you know what I'm going to do right now, so I don't have to do it another day. We need Sunday at 10 p.m. Lock it in, lock it in, lock it in. Change the text. What will the date be on Monday? Oh my gosh, does anyone know? Let me have a look at my phone. What's the date on Monday? Jesus Christ, the second. Oh my gosh, where is this year going? 2nd of the 6th, and it is week 22. I've said this before in the past. The reason I like to mark up the weeks on gold is I like to just see how it's been moving all year. You know, so all year you could have seen the trades that I would have took. I've took them off now because I don't like it being clustered on the side. You start, I'm not being funny, but you start like drawing multiple of these in, let's say, and then you draw like multiple lines and this, that, and it just starts to clutter up the side. So I like to keep it reasonably clean. That was a trade I took on a live. I'm considering doing live again. If anybody's interested, that would have won over 2 days. And I did. I think it was putting in another trade. I think it was here, but it didn't quite tap in. So we only had one last week. And this week, I think it would have been here, the sell, or was it the buy, or was it the trend line? I can't remember. But I haven't traded gold. I haven't placed a trade this week on gold. I am considering running a live stream again, just to put some ideas, some live trades out there. But yeah, that's it, guys. Nice and simple. So Friday now, like I say, end of the week. No stress. Have a chill. Have a relax. Get your head back in the game over the weekend. Rest up. And then we can go again next week. But yeah, if you like the video, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And peace out.